So, one Nero Daytona 458 Italia. I'm not sure what to do with this one in terms of the vlog. I was going to use the car as a bit of a demo, safe wash dummy, if you like. So a do this and then don't do that type scenario. However, the car arrived immaculate. So really, it would be better to wait for one that actually you can get stuck into a bit. There is visual dirt and places that we can improve, whereas this car actually was first treated here August last year. It received a 5-day white detail, which is as much as I can possibly do. Full major correction, all the coatings, all of the upgrades, wheels off, engine, full interior, and I'm pleased to announce it is stunning still. There's not a mark on the paint, very well looked after still, with the correct chemicals and the wash procedure. So you can see the Nero metallic paint, it's not a blemish there. Fully safe washed, blown dry, wiped over. Wheels have been topped up, albeit they're always clean because they're massive carbon ceramic, they don't kick off the dust. Interior session, leather topped up, engine bay tidied. Really is a treat, this car. So the Audi was here last week. I arrived with good intentions of getting some footage on the camera, but the battery was dead. So this is my 10-minute window of opportunity before the car is collected to whiz around, show you some of the after shots before we move on to the safe wash stage on the Focus. Attempt at the Q&As on the vlog. Thanks for the messages off the back of number 4. 1 or 2 come through, so we'll just do 3, 4 per episode. First one on YouTube, Dirt Monkey. Can you do as a shop and equipment tour? I will. It's been one of my things to do. It's been on my mind for a while. When I get a chance, when the unit's tidy, when I need to have a sort out. I've got stuff all over the shelves. I've got dirty washing, clean washing needs to be put away. It's work in progress all the time, and I want it to be as nice as possible for you guys. So when I've got a few nice cars in, when I've got a finished car, a before car, there's this single bay next door, a twin bay here, so yeah, I will. I'll show you the cupboards, I'll show you my tools and accessories. Leave it with me. Second question, YouTube again, Blaz Havana. Hope that's right. How much did you charge for a treatment like this? Nice work, by the way, winky face. This was referenced the Audi R8, the Ibis White Audi R8 last week. Price is difficult, especially for such a big treatment like that. It's an extensive process, it's a major paint correction detail. There's no given timescales to say that's what it's going to be. It's an estimate. It could be 4 days, it could creep into 5. It depends on A, the severity of the defects, the time taken, how the paint responds. It's a timely process, and the best we can do is an estimate. So it could be estimated 600, 800, 12, 1500 pound onwards. It depends on the bolt-ons, the upgrades, the protection, and it's not something that I can, it's all tailored to the individual car, not something I typically share, but it is tailored to the customer's needs. Next question, again on YouTube, username WW. Thank you. What brand of towels are you using? Costco Kirkland microfiber towels. You're buying a pack of, come on out, 36 for, I forget how much, it's not a lot of money. Honestly, you can buy premium, well, I have premium microfibers, edgeless ones. You can spend a fortune on towels. I get through a lot, as you can imagine. So every time an application of a coating is laid down, new towels, the new towels from the coatings typically go in the bin, but then there's new towels for fresh cars. On the polishing side of things, we get downgraded to interior or to wheels or to engine base. So I've got various cupboards and systems which clean dirty cloths, dirty cloths. But these generally, you can't go too far wrong. And say you can go to the extremes of getting the nice edgeless fluffy towels for the odd occasion. But on a whole, they do me fine. Polish residue all over the work surface. Nice one. Last question. This one comes from Luke. Great work once again, thank you very much. How would you handle residue if you have no access to an airline? Good question. It is a decent bit of kit. I really do use it a lot, and I'd struggle without it. In the respects of spurring pads, especially, I've got the Maguire's spur brush, I've got various spurring tools, so every time you're using the polishing pad, the pads get clumped up, and they'll need, whether you can see, this has just been used. It's not a terrible example. This is Sonic's Perfect Finish. It does get gloopy, it does get a bit heavy on the pad, but I've used the airline actually on these pads probably once every 2 to 3 uses. On the microfiber pads, however, they are spurred every time they're used, so you don't want to have that's dirty or contaminated. It's not efficient, it's not effective, and it's scoring contaminants or dirt into the paint, so they need to be clean all the time. Without an airline, on the microfiber side of things, I used the pad for years actually, but it's average, it's not that effective. So there for a while. And in terms of residue control elsewhere, residue control itself is quite a big thing. So if you're polishing the wing, before you polish the bonnet, dust that you've generated from polish the wing will be on the bonnet. If you then put your polisher on top of the bonnet, start polishing, you've trapped the dust, you've trapped the dirt, the foam particles that have flown off whilst polishing the wing, and you're just scoring dirty pads over the paint. These are fine. Sometimes they can themselves mar the finish. If you've got fragmentations, you just brush it over the paint finish. It's a soft paint finish. You can sometimes leave very, very, very mild marring, but they're a good start. Is the vehicle dry? That's 300 miles an hour wind, I believe. It's used to blow the vehicle dry after the wash stages to eliminate trapped water and drips. But for that purpose, the dust on the bonnet, you don't have to contact it at all. You can literally blast it off with the airline. The air blower, not the airline. If you have one of these, it's just not as effective as the blower. Each have their own job, each have their own purpose. The blower and the airline and the duster, they're used every job, so they're essential. Hope this helps. I'll try and get the hang of doing this more often. I might even add 1 or 2 FAQs of my own type thing. But just keep firing the questions through and we'll see how we get on. This is a bit different. Sunday, 6th of November. I am car park attendant currently, and I'm about to fly a drone for a fireworks party. This is one of my guests, I believe, arriving in the middle of nowhere, and